What's up, everybody? I'm Wesley Green Curtis. You can call me Wes Green, and today we're going to be talking about mixing vocals. So I'm going to show you my vocal chain and a few quick tricks you can use when mixing rap vocals in your own sessions. Let's dive right into it.
We're going to jump right into our mix. I got a song from my friend Protege, didn't make his album. So we're going to talk about vocal chain, and it's definitely debated as to what you do. A lot of people have different methods and different genres have different styles. I'm going to talk about my way. Everything you're adding in most genres is going to be compression, EQ at the core of it. And the sequence and how you use it is everything. So let's just start with some basics for rap music situations that you'll see a lot in engineering. We're going to start with compression. I like to use the Waves R comp.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will.
Bring your threshold down. I like a 3-to-1 ratio, roughly. You know, these are all going to be ballpark numbers. Everything will need to be tweaked for the specific song, but these numbers will really get you going and get it close.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me.
So your threshold is the roof that you're bringing down.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but
and then your gain reduction here is how much all the stuff that's gone past the roof. That's what you're seeing here.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit
and I like between a -6 and a -12. Like as far as just a real ballpark number, you're going to obviously have to tweak that threshold by ear, and you're kind of listening for a sweet spot between where your threshold will start to make your vocal too dark. So you kind of look for where it gets like nice and contained, but not to be overwarm or squashed.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't.
Your attack and your release will shape one step further, and you can really get into the subtleties of that a little bit more. We're going to just set it really quickly.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that
You can hear how it kind of brightens up as you go up.
I don't wanna leave you lonely.
And then that's the gain compensation, the gain makeup there for all the roof we push down.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't.
All right, so next we're going to EQ, and I like to use the channel strip. The SSL channel strip from Waves.
I don't wanna leave you.
They have a really nice, if you go over to lead vocal, this is really ballpark. This will start us up.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but
again, I'm going to use a 3-to-1 ratio. This is a compressor on the way out. You're EQing here over to a compressor and a gate, and then that's your output.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah.
Our R comp is a little bit hot. We're just going to turn down our gain over here.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah.
Gives us a little bit of space to work with on that.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah.
I like a little bit less bottom than that.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I.
What's happening right here, this is the gain reduction like I showed you on the R comp, but from this compressor right here. So you've EQ'd, and we'll get into the details of EQing in just a minute here. But this is our second compressor, and we just want to barely touch it because the first one we've compressed heavy. The second one we're going to compress really light. It's just going to kind of catch the tops and help contain things one more time after we've EQ'd.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug.
I like it right about there. All right, so it's very bright. We could talk about some context here. Let's turn on our track.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's.
I like to balance around my kick, snare, bass first.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug.
I'm seeing my kick hitting about -9.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony.
My vocal's about -14. I just know I'm somewhere in the ballpark right now.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah.
All right. So our next step after we've EQ'd Actually, we didn't need to go into our SSL and talk about the specifics of EQ in here.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony.
I like to start with my second to highest band. This range is kind of like the vocal sweet spot, somewhere between 3K and 6K.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug, like my brewing coffee. Let you see the crib and car keys. How the fuck could you cross me and lost me?
Right about there, but a little bit less of it. I like to leave it up so you can kind of hear what you're doing as you're doing it. Then with the top band, kind of situational.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will.
That red one's the shelf. If you're used to looking at a visual EQ, these are bell shaped. This is a shelf.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that.
Coup.
I don't wanna leave you lonely.
Now let's find our kind of second range here.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug, like my brewing coffee. Let you see the crib and car.
I like it right around 1.8 right there. I'm going to drop that down just a little bit.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't.
All right. So that's a super quick EQing. I'm going to do a separate lesson on EQing where we really get into how to know where your sweet spots are. This is really just if you're setting up a session like an hourly mix, you're just trying to get some ideas down, a quick mix out. I just turned on a R de-esser. I like to go to this male wide setting. It's above 3K. It's a good sibilance catcher.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug.
See what's happening there that you just barely want to catch. That threshold is catching whenever it hears those sibilants, those extra high harsh frequencies, and then it's ducking them. And that's what the range is. It's saying how far do I turn down when I hear the specified frequencies.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off.
Let's talk about some reverb.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony.
We're going to leave it dumb loud, and you have a ton of options for reverb. And I suppose we'll do that as a separate lesson, that understanding reverb and when to use plate, hall, spring, short, small, medium, understanding all the different situations of reverb is a whole nother thing. We're just going to talk about the basics, something to make it sound pretty really quickly.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but
I went to this LXP Hall by Lexicon, but you know what? We'll do it factory for you guys. Space Designer.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will.
Let's go with, we know we want it to be kind of big. Let's try a medium hall.
I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug, like my brewing coffee. Let you see the crib and car keys. How the fuck could you cross me and lost me? And part of my sorry, I ain't really mean it. Sometimes I just say it, girl, I just be talking. I know what I bring to the table. I know what she asking. How much do I do with it? Often ain't new to this shit. I'm just true to this shit, bitch. I'm bossing and I'll be this way to the coffin. I think I'm done with the talking. I don't think it's working.
Yeah, you can kind of utilize it really subtly, and that's just a little bit of blanket verb to start our
I
layers.
don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug, like my brewing coffee. Let you see the crib and car keys. How the fuck could you cross me and lost me? And part of my sorry, I ain't really mean it. Sometimes I just say it, girl, I just be talking. I know what I bring to the table. I know what she asking. How much do I do with it? Often ain't new to this shit. I'm just true to this shit, bitch. I'm bossing and I'll be this way to the coffin. I think I'm done with the talking. I don't think it's working. I'm off in it. In life we keep turning the pages, don't know where it's going, but chances we take it and hearts get to breaking. You can't even save it. I don't wanna leave you lonely, but shit I will. That shit tell you that it's real ain't phony. Yeah, you must think that I can't keep these women off me, like I can't get them off me. You was like my drug, like my drug, like my brewing coffee.
That's a super quick way to get started on vocals. There's obviously a ton of ways to do it, and we'll go into a deep advanced vocal chain lesson. But if you're looking to get a session started and just get some basic grip on how it needs to sound, compression, EQ, a little bit of de-essing for vocal cleanup.
If you found this video helpful, maybe check out some of our other videos. Click subscribe and leave a comment below if you want to hear some more topics. Thanks for watching.